Guys, hello. We are continuing with book 1. This will be 1.6, and we ended up with 34. We were on verse 34, and the last picture we previewed was this one, to get your memory back into what we were up to. I'm going to repeat the last paragraph we read last. And to start off with some good vibes. "34. With this explanation, man can see how his consciousness mind receives continuous communication within the brain from all forms of consciousness relativity in our consciousness zone, which pulsates thought forms through a thinking light cell by photon amplification of light crystals." 35. Enoch explained that this consciousness process is continually going on as a flow paradigm of consciousness, light within our physical galactic system. And in order to break this matter-energy construct, we must understand the following words of Enoch. Quote, "Thermodynamic properties of non-stationary sources, which subordinate models of the thermodynamic systems, which negative temperature can exceed the concentration of radiated energy because of the inversion of electrons, placed on various energetic levels, the wholes of which are orientated by the opposite phase. Such systems possess the potential of master excitation, and they distinguish themselves by a non-linear character," in parentheses it states, "which is the creative spiraling of energy." Which is the creative spiraling of energy. Well, showing the dependence of the energy on entropy. Let's look up entropy, shall we? And again, guys, if you want the information on this book that we're reading, simply text my phone number, which will be in the description, and ask for the information on book 1, and I'll be happy to send you the author and the title so that you can purchase this book yourself. Entropy. Entropy. What is the definition of entropy? Let's find a new tab on good old Google. Entropy, meaning entropy. This comes from physics. A thermodynamic quantity representing the unavailability of a system's thermal energy for conversion into mechanical work, often interpreted as a degree of disorder or randomness in the system, a lack of order or predictability, gradual decline into disorder. So, armed with that knowledge, as quite interesting as that last paragraph was, which was 35, we're going to repeat it. Enoch explained that this consciousness process is continually going on as a flow paradigm of consciousness light within our physical galactic system. So it's a flow of light energy. Got it. And in order to break this matter-energy construct, in other words, to go break out of the matter energy, I presume that they're trying to say out of, the 3D construct of time and matter. And in order to break this matter-energy construct, we must understand the following words of Enoch. Quote, "Thermodynamic properties of non-stationary sources which subordinate models of the thermodynamic system with negative temperatures," in other words, shit that's really cold, "can exceed the concentration of radiated energy because of the inversion of electrons placed on various energetic levels, the wholes of which are orientated by the opposite phase. Such systems possess the potential of maser, M-A-S-E-R, excitation, and they distinguish themselves by a non-linear character, which is the creative spiraling of energy, showing the dependence of energy on entropy. Okay, so the things that I think will help in understanding this, if you like I are having a difficult time doing so, is maser, excitation. And so we look. So we're going to back that up. Once again, entropy is the theorodynamic quantity representing the inability of a system's thermal energy for conversion into mechanical work, or something that does not have it can't be predicted. It's next to disorder, barreling towards chaos, because it does what it wants, does its own thing. It's not predictable. So I think somehow that is of important. Maser meaning also maser, a device using the stimulated emission of radiation by excited atoms to amplify or generate coherent monochromatic electromagnetic radiation in the microwave range. Well, that one didn't help much, so let's hope that excitation, although that seems more like agitation, but let's find out. E-X-C-I, excitation. Damn it, Jeanette. What? Nothing. Okay, excitation. We're learning together, guys. This takes patience. Or we could just keep reading, and I know what the F we're reading. Excitation, meaning, or definition, I should say. Definition. Hi, Kina. Okay, excitation, definition. Oh, you rat bastard. I am not restarting this video. We're gonna persevere. E, X, excitation, C-I. Don't you hate it when you write something out and then you backspace one thing and then boom, the whole thing's gone? Excitation, because I didn't spell definition correctly. I put an 8 in it somehow. There we go. Patience, perseverance. Here we go. You rat bastards. They're gonna make me restart this video, aren't they? No, they're not! Well, if you don't have the patience for this, then you probably don't have the patience for this book. Let's see. E, X. It keeps erasing them. I don't know why. E-X-C-I. I mean, something that excites something is at this point what I'm... Application of energy to a particle, object, or physical system. And maser, I didn't even have a clue. All that at 8:34, and we're only on the second paragraph. It is what it is. And in order to break this matter-energy construct, we must understand the following words of Enoch. Thermodynamic properties of non-stationary sources which subordinate models of the thermodynamic system. So things that are still. The negative temperature can exceed the concentration of radiated energy because of the inversion of electrons. So somehow it being cold makes them be able to handle that stillness. Placed on various energetic levels, the wholes of which are orientated by the opposite phase. The wholes of which are orientated by the opposite phase. All I can think is the light moves through those holes. Are you getting the same thing? Such systems possess the potential of maser excitation. Excitation, once again, meaning, you motherfuckers, sorry, an application of energy to a particle, object, or physical system. So what's the light that is somehow in the hole gets sped up or moved through at any rate? This is what I'm picking up, guys. This is all Greek to me right now. Such systems possess the potential of major excitation, and they distinguish themselves by a non-linear character, which is the creative spiraling of energy, showing the dependence on energy on entropy. Once again, entropy meaning that you can't, it has a life of its own. 36. The physical schema of creation is one of which centropy cradles entropy. You motherfuckers. In the much broader aspect of, okay, not getting frustrated here. The physical schema of creation is one in which centropy cradles entropy. I'm going to presume the centropy can be defined and is the mass around in which this holes of light, in which the light travels, is able to spiral through creation at its own whim. No, I do not have a college degree. So this is what my mind is. Centropy definition. A thermodynamic centropy is a entropy antonym like metaphor type of term posited to refer to energetic tendencies for particles of a system to come together in an organized manner. Duh! So there, the term centropy is a combination of centration, meaning concentration, and negative entropy, meaning order. So when it's negative entropy, it means order. So what, this light is disorder because you can't predict it. I guess we are kind of getting it. All right. The physical schema of creation is one in which centropy cradles entropy in the much broader aspect of the defining and relating matter and energy as the parameters of the single EKA system. Entropy is then a subset of centropy being a treatment of metagalactic ordering. So all this tells me is their opposite. It's this shit. Damn it. It's duality. And in these particular holes, the light that comes through this ordered mass of creation, that order that God is often spoken of, and the order of things, the design of things, and yet there's these spheres of spiraling light that come through that are undefinable, unpredictable, and do their own things, kind of like you do, Kina. It's late. We're 13 minutes in. We're going to proceed on, shall we? Perhaps this will make more sense as we go. 36. The physical schema of creation is one in which centropy cradles entropy in the much broader aspect of defining and relating matter and energy as parameters of the single EKA system. Do any of you know what capital E, capital K, capital A systems is? Systems that are an S on that system. Definition. Well, apparently there's a EK systems in Maryland, EK systems in Siri, but that's SRI. EK building, it's EK. This is gonna take forever, but whatever. Okay, EK systems definition. EKA systems builds energy data communications network that enables energy management and utility operations. EKA is a global manufacturer and supplier of self-managing smart networks that offer utility monitoring and controls of metering and data for electric, water, and gas. So probably not the same system we're talking about here in this book, but it is interesting, and it would lend to what we're speaking about, actually. So Entropy is then a subset of centropy. Centropy being a treatment of metagalactic ordering. What do you think, Kina? 37. Our EKA system is merely a system which embraces matter-energy interactions which, for example, include such considerations as chemical reaction, thermodynamics, and electron orbital transitions. Among other factors, into the single function which relates differences in only a single metagalactic substrate. The substrate, man. I don't know. Substrate. Oh, we are learning so much. Aren't we just super excited about learning so much? Yes, we are. That is a paradigm shift that we're making right now. Yay. Thank you for the new information, dear one. Substrate. Definition: an underlying substance or layer. So, our EKA system is merely a system, which embraces matter-energy interactions, which, for example, include such, and if you can make any sense of this, please chime in. Our EKA systems is merely a system which embraces matter-energy interactions, which, for example, include such considerations as chemical reactions, thermodynamics, and electron orbital transitions, among other factors, into the single function which relates differences in only a single metagalactic substrate, which is the underlayer, as we just learned. 38. Thus, centropy is a fundamental relationship which quantitatively catalogs all matter-energy interactions and relationships, apparently in a galactic stance, from what we just read in the previous paragraphs. I'm running this till it's 30 minutes, and at this point it's like most of the time I'm in definition form because this is the book. Moving on. 39. Man must consider himself as part of a larger ionized field of intelligence, operating as a part of these interrelationships that we're speaking about here, these very scientific modes and names. Yet, since he is more than a host to the linear unity of centropy, which again, centropy being things that are not able to be predictable, are not able to be that spiraling energy that goes through that black mass of order, as an energy potentiality for converting centropy to a zero. Somehow that order cutting through, that energetic out of order cutting through the order has something to do with coldness. That's what I'm picking up here. It has to be sub-zero. As an energy potentially for converting centropy. Yes, Kina? Thank you. Seriously, this is like the craziest video. Reaching a point of pure energy. He can break the matter-energy construct through certain forms of mind expansion. Whoa! So, potentially, you can break through all these constructs through certain forms of mind expansion. In Eastern, this is 40, in Eastern psychology, this mental light projection is known as the third stage of Bardo. That's B-A-R-D-O. Quote, light body enlightenment. So I guess the whole point of this just very difficult discussion, thank you if you're still listening, has to do with activating our light body. In the Tibetan Book of the Dead, or POWA, that's P-H-O-W-A, energy in the, not even gonna try. I'll just show it to you. Oh, dear God, help us. If you can say that name, go ahead. I can't. 41, but you can find it in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, so yay. 41. These principles show that the universe is rebuilding itself as it breaks down and is cataloged into new geometries for consciousness to continue in time cells of higher creation or lower creation. We can understand then that all functions of the electrification of matter energy, as well as the decay and the negative spins of energy, and remember that negative spin of energy comes from that zero cold fusion, or as I could understand it from what I just read, as well as the decay and the negative spins of energy bring space, time, and matter through a pyramid of light as the dimensions of energy conversion, whereby the mind reaches out to the luminaries. Now we're getting back to where we were before all these bizarreness in the last 2 pages. This process allows physical man to leave behind the laws of entropy and join in unity with other intelligence who exists in other energy fields of creation serving the light. So if you want to connect with these light beings, these other dimensions, these other spaces and times these other arenas where there is no space and time, you must activate your light body. 42. And so in that very long bizarre name that I showed you a minute ago, we have the mathematical star coding of how the Son of Man, the Son of human flesh, rises to the order of the stars to become the Son of the stars. 43. This evolution from the physical body of creation to the higher intelligence involves a deeper understanding of life as multidimensional evolution, where individuality does not count, only the continuity of the human species. To this end, the physical body must be initiated into the light before it can receive the overself body of light, which is the true I am identity. 44. This means that all 7 chakra centers must first be working in perfect harmony and completely aligned with the template of light, the 8th chakra, the connection of light with the overself, working with the Christ body of light. 45. And once man has gone beyond his physiological limitations of self and desires only to serve his fellow creation and the Father, he has purified himself from his carnal predilections. I do not know what that word is, but we're not looking it up. We've looked up enough words for this segment here. And manifested love sufficient to receive the outer garment of light. So once again, he has to be purified himself from his carnal predilections, or whatever, his desires, in other words, from his carnal, and manifest enough love sufficient to receive the outer garment of light. 46. Here we have the picture of what the Lords of Light are trying to teach men through the Torah Or, that's Torah space capital O-R, the collective revealed scriptures of YHWH. For this age, and through the truth set forth in the pyramid hymns, the BHAGAVAD Gita, and yay, we're almost done, the Chinese and Tibetan texts of light. Congratulations to anyone that's made it this far. This was a hard one. 47. Through this assimilation, man becomes cosmic men who can freely participate in the other forms of cosmic creation. Isn't that exciting? The leadership of cosmic creation unfolds through the embodiment of the divine Adam Kadmon as quote-unquote manifestations of Atman, Mahasamatman, Krishna, and Seor Koma. 48. Each one of these embodiments of quote-unquote divine light represents the cosmological pyramid of the divine overself coming into conjunction with the human biopyramid in the physical universe. So it can be done. It is an option for us. 49. When the 2 pyramids of light come together to form a Star of David, a new star universe of intelligence is born. Isn't that your Merkaba? Mm-hmm. 50. According to the I am of the higher universe attaches itself to the I am of the lower universe through the Lords of Light, who bring this unification into one light harmony known as the House of David. Brandon here just mentioned that in one of his videos. What's it titled? You were talking about how it was the three different, you drew it out like the upside down triangle and the
Oh, that was back on my old channel, but it was called the Sun, Earth, and Moon Matrix.
The Sun, Earth, and Moon Matrix. And what you were, for what I remember, is that some of them are holy, the Holy Trinity, and the other ones are what, the Dark Trinity?
Yeah, I guess to be a counter would be like the Unholy Trinity.
The Unholy Trinity and the Holy Trinity combined into that Merkaba, which is what they're saying here. Now, lastly, the key to our astrophysical time zones is the 3 and 1 alignment of consciousness forces in the Great Pyramid with the 12 and 1 energies of time warp pyramids centered and controlled by the many and 1 throne energies of Orionis, that's Orionis, and the Pleiades, so Orion and Pleiades. Now remember, in this one they tell you that you have to actually see these. That's why I keep showing them to you. There is coded information in what you are seeing right now.
Highly coded.
So we'll close off with this. We'll read it right from top to bottom one more real slowly. Yes, you do have to look at these, or supposedly, from what I understand of these books, it won't actually open this. This is a key to unlock things as you put your eyes on it.
To unlock you.
That
That's actually pretty cool.
was a lot. Yes. And it says the original for information of key 105.6 relating to the specific alignment between the Great Pyramid and the Belt of Orion has been confirmed by the recomposition of ancient stellar maps generated from extensive computer research, which actually goes with the previous, if you go in order of this. What was it? The last one we were reading was book 4.
12 tribes.
The Book of Ra, the Law of One, lends itself to this book, which again, if you want the title of, I did not want my channel destroyed again, so just text me the information that you want, the title and book author of book 1. Namaste! Love you guys. Hasta luego.